What's up? What's up? What's up? The markets are looking good today. We're going to be getting going here in just a second. Everybody, I want to see you live chatting here in the chat. Drop a 1 in chat if you are excited about this market movement. We got to talk about these charts because I got some bullish stuff to share with you. Let's go.
Altcoins, I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, altcoins, I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, altcoins, I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, altcoins, I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. SEC and its policies rely on whatever Gary thinks. Bitcoin's a flight to quality. I heard that from Larry Fink. Every hour losing purchasing power on foolish out there. It's not our fault. Blame the coal. It's the political cowards when it comes to gas. I purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag, fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, pumping, altcoins, pumping. I've been preparing for this. Can't tell me nothing.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. We are hearing from clients around the world.
Bitcoin, altcoins, I've been preparing for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as
Bitcoin, altcoin,
we are hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't nobody
flight to
tell me
quality.
nothing. Bitcoin,
I'm feeling good. These markets are feeling good. We got to talk about this. Is there a potential for a trap to wash out back down? Everybody get involved. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Ding the bell. Throw a 1 in chat if you're ready to jump in on these charts. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. My name's Kelly Kellum. My name's Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the show. If you haven't yet, look at the charts and also look right down below this video. Hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, subscribe, and ding the bell, because right now we see Bitcoin is doing something that I think might trick a lot of people. So we got to pay attention to this because this is very good. But it's also a potential setup for something that could be a final washout. We can't just be bullish. We have to look at it with an unbiased view, much like that interview I did this last week with Credible Crypto, looking at what the data is telling us, not just what the price is saying. This is good. I am bullish on this. Do not get me wrong. But that does not mean I throw out my risk management. I throw my risk management out the window. This is looking very good. Let's look at this on a broader time structure here, and we can see we got a couple things we want to pay attention to here. Zooming out here, this falling wedge that we had, that we broke out of, found some support a few times, and then through these bounces. I think this has been sort of, a lot of people have not noticed this. It's inverted head and shoulders that we have right here with this shoulder, this head, and then this other shoulder. We are breaking out on this zone right now. We're going to be doing a little bit of TA on this. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, though. We are going to get into stuff, don't worry, because I got to go over to Sin City Crypto, because I am here in Las Vegas. I've been here on a health kick, working out, eating healthy, working with my cousin who does a lot of internet marketing stuff. We've been pulling a lot of business stuff together. But while I'm out here, I figured I need to go see the boys over at Sin City. So we're going to be running over there as soon as I wrap up here. But this is the target out of this inverted head and shoulders. This is right up here, about 67.8. So let's call it 67.5, 67.8. And this is that region. This is that region of the previous all-time highs. That's what this zone is right here. If we zoom out here on the chart, we can see, double click, zoom out, look at this high here, this first high, and then this second high here, painted the zone in which this area is at right now. So we do have a little bit. We got a little bit of a zone of resistance based on previous price action, macro previous price action activity in the zone. So we have to pay attention to what's happening here. I'm not trying to pour any water on your fire. This is actually very bullish, and if we do get any sort of washout to the downside, I do believe it'll probably be a final washout before we go up. Shout out to Alexander G. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. And shout out to all the BitLab members that are here in terms of here on the YouTube. I see you, Mary Herbert. I see you, Eb Wells. We got Alexander G. We got, so many folks in here. Mana Meta. Just the fam is here. So shout out. We got to talk about this zone right here because yes, we are breaking out to the upside, but there is a potential for this to have that final washout. I told you all, every one of you, if you were watching me on a daily basis, if you're not, that's okay. If you tune in once a week, once a month, I'm just happy that you're here because we're doing this as a community. That's what this is about, right? I'm not here to make myself have my face on the internet. I'm not here to talk about the money I've made in crypto. I'm talking about where I've lost money, how I've made money, and how I can help you build a strategy that you can absolutely dominate this market as well. And this is one of those moments. This is exciting. However, this is one of those moments that tends to mess people's entire roll up, whether it's in terms of profitability, because you see this green candle and you go, oh, it's running away right now, so I better jump in before it runs away, and then we potentially get a move to the downside. Let's actually go over to actually I'm on the wrong tab there. Give me 1 second. Pull this up. We got to come over here to Velo data, which you can create a free account on this. I love this the way they have some of the data on here. For instance, this aggregated open interest. This is something we have to pay attention to here. You see, as this is rising, we need to pay attention not only to the price rising. This is why I always say on this stream, price is excellent. It's so good to see price, but price is only but one data point amongst a whole ocean of data points that you can utilize to really see if there's weight behind a price continuing moving up or potentially getting rejected and moving down. In this case, what we're watching on this is a daily. Let's get down here to the 4 hour. Let's actually get down to the 2 hour. This is what I'm talking about right here. If we look at these two zones right here, let's go ahead and move this. I can't move it down. Whatever. This is what we're looking at right here. This is the open interest. And what we're seeing is a rise in open interest here, which is not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. However, when we're zooming out on this, we see that the basically average premium open interest weighted average, we're seeing that there's been a lot of shorts that have been entered down in these zones. It's becoming expensive to go short, which is why this is red here. And we talked about this a while ago, about maybe a week or two ago, and I was talking about these zones right here. This is at start of the bull market, FTX collapse, push across, the first impulse up, this test down. This was really the start of the bull market. Why not this? Because this was just an impulse. This was a retest of a level showing a higher low, and the price action continued to move higher. Now, with that being said, what we're watching is as this price action developed and we see the trend developing and going somewhat parabolic here, having a little bit of a scary top. Oh my God, 60 days sideways, I'm so bored. 80 days sideways, I'm so bored. After, what was this? From back there all the way up here, that was a 350% gain. We can't have a little bit of a drop here, a 24% drop when we've had 30 to 50 to 70% drops in previous bull market cycles on the way up. Yes, we have had those. And if you haven't looked back on the chart, then I urge you to do so. But what I want to pay attention to here is not just the price, but looking down. Everybody throw a 1 in chat if all the audio, visual, everything is doing good. Shout out to Mary Herbert, 5 gifted BitLab memberships. Big love to you too. If 2 more people gift memberships, I will gift 10 myself. I'm getting a lot of dings in my ear. I just want to make sure the audio, visual, everything is good. Okay, good. I don't know why. I guess Discord was dinging. But this is what we're looking is price action is pushing up. This is when the premium gets expensive for longs, meaning most people are going long, so they make it more expensive to leverage long. And these little dips in the red, this is when the majority of people start shorting, so it becomes expensive to short. The shorts, people that are shorting, pay that premium, and it pays a percentage to the people that are longing and vice versa. This helps keep, in theory, it's supposed to help keep the market a little bit balanced. Because if everybody's going long and everybody's right and the price goes up and there's no disincentivization for that, then there could be a potential inability for liquidity to actually pay the profits on those positions. So what we're looking at here is everybody's going long, everybody's going short, everybody's going long. But I just want to pay attention here as this market develops into this bullish trend that we have, very strong. That's the base of it here, and this is where we're really getting going. Just look right here. This was the ETF approval, sell off, sell the rumor. And what happened when this happened? Most people, because most people are dummies when it comes to market. That's why you're here. I'm not calling you a dummy. I'm saying that you realize that there's an ability to essentially educate yourself and learn from somebody that's been there and see how you can read the data in these charts to see how the majority of the people, because the majority of people in markets lose money because they act emotionally. But when you look at what everybody's doing here, you see everybody's going long. Okay, at some point there might be a little bit of correction, but this is a strong trend. So on this uptrend, what we're looking for in any uptrend, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's Cardano, whether it's S&P 500, you're looking for opportunities in the strength of a trend for it to pull back and add to a position, basically find your buys on the way up, okay? So as this is dropping here, people still don't have conviction, and this, everybody goes short. And what did this turn into? Boom, springboard up. Now we see, so we can actually just go like this, option V, option V, option V is where this started. All right, so you can see this flipped negative, and this is right before price launched to the upside. You see this flip negative had a little bit more time here, about 20 days or so, 15 days, and then the price action moved to the upside. This has taken a little bit more work, and it makes sense because we are at a previous all-time high range. We've talked about this ad nauseum on this channel. This zone right here, just like we see in this previous range top, price action was moving very fluidly up to the zone, and then, oh my God, it had to do some work because you have to deal with the doubt there. Oh, shout out 2 more gifted memberships. I'm gifting 10 right now. Let me get here on I have to do it from my computer. So I'm gonna gift 10 memberships. Let's go over here. Let's make sure this is muted. I'm gifting 10. We're doing it. Who's gonna get 10? Who's gonna get them? Gift membership gifting. Let's do 10 memberships, $50. So you don't see the last 4 of my credit card. There we go. 10 gifted memberships right there to the fam. Big love to everybody that is here. If you are here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, because I'm giving you the most unbiased information. I'm looking at the broad range of what's going on in these markets and trying to figure out how we can look at these bigger picture things while also attributing it directly to what our actions are going to be. Our informed actions are going to be in this market so we can make smart decisions. So just remember, previous all-time high, this is 2017 into the 2018 breakdown here and in the subsequent crash, but then all the work that was done, even though this felt like all the work could have ever been done, the price action moved very fluid up into the zone and then moved, once we got into the zone of the previous all-time high, got here, was that 27, 30 days of just sideways action that was chopping up and down, a good percentage amount that really washed a lot of people out. So let's look at that as an analog to what we're doing right here. We had 2 tops last cycle because of the Chinese mining shutdown. This was also telegraphed it was going to break down. Why? I've talked about this all the time, and even though this is in the past, we can use this here in the future as well. This basically this low, all of a sudden of a lower low. We had higher lows throughout. We had all of a sudden a new lower low followed by a lower high. This said we're going to have a pretty stiff move to the downside. And then what we actually had that rally back up into this. So now we have 2 price areas of interest that we marked out, and we come over to where we're at right now, and we're kind of chopping around it. We went above it. So now what's happening? We kind of were at, mean reversion here where we came back, and now we're kind of equally coming below it. And we're looking to attack this zone right in here. But can we get through it? Can we get up to that $75,000 level? Can we clear this zone and start making that run up to 100K? Do you all think, how many of you, throw one in chat if you think we'll be at 100K by the end of 2024? Throw a 2 in chat if you think we're going to have good price action, but we're going to have some washouts and we won't quite hit 100K until 2025, and then we'll go well beyond it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Throw a comment down below as well. But what we're looking at right here is, as this is moving, I just want you to notice these momentum waves on the bottom, BitLab trading stack. We had a bit of bullish divergence here with this being lower lows and we had this being higher lows. But I also want to point out that I think it was it the daily or the weekly? I cannot remember. I was looking at massive, let me come over here to my traditional indicators, double click this, make it, So on the stochastics, you see how this is a lower low right through here, boom, to here. On these stochastics, we had a lower low into a higher low. So we had bullish divergence here on the stochastics. How's it looking on the, there was I cannot remember. I was looking at so many charts yesterday. Let's see. There was a very large bullish divergence that I forgot to bring up and share with you. It doesn't matter. There's been some bullish pressures underlying the moves that have been happening that have been indicating that there likely could be a move to the upside. In addition to the fact that we have this bullish inverted head and shoulders right here that is breaking out. And look at this, stochastics. This is on the 4 hour. Stochastics angled up. VWAP angled up, meaning they want to play a positive spread. And then we also see the RSI angled up. And then not only that, we do see here on the 4 hour that this money flow has kind of been chopping, but nothing's really moving. It kind of flips bullish, stays bullish, and then goes kind of neutral. That's why they turn gray. And then it flips bearish, but no real money is coming out. And to me, I don't want to say bearish, actually negative. The money flow flips negative, but now it's flipping back bullish. And if you can barely see it here, there's a green little box right here. These are all just traditional momentum wave bars. And then when you have high buying pressure, you have this green mark just like you have it. And look at all this green that we have on the BitLab trading stack dashboard right here, showing that things are in a bullish posture. And most importantly, what I would look at to this right now is this right here, this volume candle saying we are trying to go higher. This is a belief in the move. Now we have to be a little careful right now because I marked out the May 22nd as a date that I think that we could really start to see some price action. Some positive price action. Now, this doesn't mean we can't go bullish from here. I do think between now and the end of the month, regardless of if we go down and come back up or go up and come back down, regardless of that, I do think there's going to need to be a little bit of a final washout, a little bit of a trap, whether it's a move up that really gets everybody going and then a washout down to just test this level here at $67,000. Say we come all the way up to previous all-time high. I don't think we'll slice right through it. I do think we'll get a little bit of a rejection. If we do just basically trade in the zone, I do think we could have a washout down. I don't know how far. We'll have to see as the days progress. However, I think that we are setting up for something. May 22nd is not only a full moon, which I'm not a full moon trader, but you can't deny the things that we've been looking at. You can't deny correlations that have been happening over and over on a regular basis this cycle. In this case, look at this, full moon up. In this case, we had the full moon, it went up and then it went right into a descending level of resistance, so it rejected. But just look at this, the count of this. Full moon, up, full moon, up, full moon, up, full moon, up, full moon, up. Now, I do not trade on this, but I'm looking at this in conjunction with the fact that we also have the NVIDIA. Yes, it's not crypto, but it is a huge part of driving the AI narrative. And there's a huge amount of different crypto projects and just risk in the tech sector in general that it's going to rely on good NVIDIA earnings. And those come out also on, I believe May 22nd, NVIDIA earnings date 2024. May 22nd. So just so happens we're having a couple things line up. In addition to all that, let's go through some of these other bullish things, and we'll jump back over here into, we're going to be jumping back over here into the charts here in just a second. But I just want to point out, we're getting things, making some moves. In the last, let's see, the last 24 hours, OPSEC, very low market cap coin, up 25%. Aerodrome, 19%. Purple AI up 18%, Stoblox 15%, PAL 14%. Look at this, quite a few AI coins in this as well. IMX 15%, BitTensor 13%, Ordiswap 12%. I mean, things are moving, and we are getting a couple things that are not doing so hot. But sometimes the smaller coins do take some time to matriculate into that pump matrix. But for the larger part, look at all this green on my entire watch list is all green. So what does this mean? What's going on? Let's talk about it. Well, when we look at what's going on, we had the CPI data come in today. I'm sure you're all already aware of that. They talk about the CPI came in at 3.4. This is just a propaganda metric, but in this case, it was a good metric because it relieved some tension in the markets, and we see markets pushing higher. What's the real inflation? Well, you come over here to trueflation.com. You can see U.S. aggregated inflation index suggests that we're up here around 25.2, which is nowhere near what they're telling us it is. I mean, it just blows my mind the things the government does. But then this perfect storm we're talking about, this perfect storm of the bullish setup, which does not mean we cannot have a correction before we absolutely explode higher. But the U.S. inflation falls to 3.4%. Great. Also, the stars are aligned. Bitcoin is going to the moon. Why is this? This is that chart I shared with you all last week. The basically money, M2 money index. This has been negative. This is when this is coming down. This is pressure on the markets. This is pressure on those things that you're trading, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cardano or even the S&P 500. When this is coming up, and this was all the way, see here, to 2021 into 2023. This is this rounding bottom. Look at this, and this is flipped back bullish. What is this? This is the fuel for which those assets absolutely start ripping higher. This is what gives them that fuel to push up that hill and go higher and higher because there's liquidity to spend in the market. I'm a wolf and I follow the moon. There you go, CMG Z510. You know, I used to be a hater on certain indicators and certain. At the end of the day, anything that has a correlation that you could track on a historical pattern over basis, you have to realize it's a correlation. It is not causation. The market's not going to go up because there is a full moon. The market's not going to go up because RSI hit this level. But when you look at patterns, and this is why it's so important to stack your data, looking at the price, looking at trend line levels, looking at the strength indicators, and the momentum and money flow, those alone, which we integrate all those in the BitLab trading stack, the indicator we use here at BitLab Academy, the one that Ray and I created. But this gives you the data as to what the underlying pressures are despite what the price is doing. For instance, right here, the price is pushing up and this keeps making new attempts. But look at this purple line here. The RSI is trending down, meaning the strength is being lost as the bulls are trying to make this false attempt to go higher, ultimately not being able to. But when we see that we have the M2 money supply ticking positive, this is a bastion of good health for markets, especially coming into an election cycle year as we are right now. And then we can also see, I've been sharing this chart with you, but let's look at it. It's finally happened. The weekly stochastic RSI for Bitcoin has just crossed bullish. You see, this is what I'm talking about right here. If we zoom in on this right here, you can see the faster moving blue line has crossed over the red line, the slower moving average here on this stochastic RSI, showing there's a bit of an intention, there's a bit of a momentum swing suggesting this might be making this next move up. Okay, this is stochastics, but what does that do for the market? Now, when we're looking at this, this is a 1 week, so let's go ahead and look at it. Let's come back over here. Let's go on this chart. We can delete these, we can leave those. Double click here. Let's go to our traditional index, our traditional indicators. And let's go to the weekly. Now we're going to delete, Okay, now what we're looking at here, this is I need stochastic RSI, not Stokes. There we go. All right, so we're gonna do a line here, option V, option V, option V, option V. This is how you do, one way you can do historical analysis is you look at it, I'm not looking at the price at all. I'm looking at this indicator set and I'm seeing when this area comes down to these levels and crosses back bullish. Boom. Do you see the pattern yet? When we look at this up on the price action, the weekly stochastic RSI comes down, resets, and basically gives room. The engine is cooled off. It says, okay, you can get back out on the track, launch. We had a breakdown here, but this kind of came all the way down, and then this is where it crossed to go bullish, up. Here, this was only a relief rally. Well, this is a relief rally because only a relief route. Sorry, this was only a relief. You mother. There we go. This is only a relief rally because we're in the middle of starting a bear, the bear market right here. So, but this did result in upside price action to the tune of, 40. Are you guys going to be mad at 41%? Absolutely not. And then we see the same thing happen right here. This is another move from this low up to this top, 40%. Okay. And then we see, of course, this was the bear market bottom right here. And this is where, the stochastics reset. Started pushing up, almost a bullish divergence here as this was consolidating sideways. Launch. Similar thing right here. Fully resets. Launch. Now this was a little bit of a failed area. I won't call it failed. A lackluster impulse up that fell back down because we were at a key level. We're fighting this $25,000 to $30,000 range, which was a core zone from all of these levels right here. See all these previous price action bottoms? I mean, even right here, you can see from these candle bottoms, option J, all the way down to this zone right here. So I'm looking at these lows, and we can see right here, look, even this came up and rejected on it. This found support here. And look at this area that it basically dipped into, got rejected, consolidated in, got rejected. And then the work was done. The confidence was built. The short-term holders, those of you that don't get shaken out because of some emotional price action, we're able to then take advantage of this next launch to the upside. So we're seeing the signs of life, the money flow. We're seeing the stochastics reset on the weekly, giving us an indication that we potentially could be getting the next rally soon. And we see also this previous all-time high. It's doing the same thing it's always done. Then we can see this from Caleb Franzen. It says, Bitcoin has made a clean breakout above the 4-hour 200 exponential moving average and the parallel channel that I've been watching, which aligned perfectly at 63.5K. So in this case, he's got this parallel channel that comes down, and then we have this 200-day and 200-day SMA and 200-day EMA moving average. Moving averages kind of creates this sort of cloud. One moves faster than the other because one's exponential, one is a simple moving average. But you're getting a general zone, and we can see this not only broke out of this descending level of resistance, but also these moving averages. So there are some very healthy signs of life right now. I'm excited about this, but I'm not going to lose my head and act emotionally and go 100x long and lead into what we were talking about here, having the open interest start rising exponentially, especially as people start getting more bullish. Because if you start seeing this open interest rising, and we also see that the premium also flips positive, then that's a recipe for correction. So we can use the data to our advantage to kind of forecast what may likely happen. It's not going to guarantee, but what will likely happen. And then we can look over here. Bitcoin, big move from Bitcoin very soon. I show you guys this on the channel here sometimes, but the BBWP acronym means nothing, right? It's the Bollinger Band width percentile. So instead of seeing the Bollinger Bands on the chart and seeing them expand and contract, expanding for volatility and contracting when you're having consolidation, and everything's cyclical, right? So when things are contracting and they're getting very tight, getting to a point they haven't been in a long time, that's signaling a period of expansion is coming. Similarly, this is just measuring the width. So when they're very expanded, this gets high. When they're very contracted, this is low. So what are we seeing here? Things got very contracted all the way down to a key level here. Gave this blue bar up. Came down, the volatility contracted. We see this blue bar up. What do we got right here? This has come down and been contracted for a little bit of time, and the price action is on a known trend line level right here. This known trend line, Bollinger Band width percentile, and all these bullish things in the backdrop. Now, because there's so much bullishness in the backdrop, I do want to say we have to be careful because there's such a potential bullish appetite for what's happening right now that there is an opportunity for big market makers to take advantage and wash things out and get that flush back out down. If we come, let me actually come over here, Bitcoin strategy platform. Bitcoin strategy. You guys should check this out if you haven't yet. Rational Root, one of the guys I share a lot of charts from. He has this whole platform here with a newsletter that you also get with it. I definitely recommend it. BitcoinStrategyPlatform.com. Not sponsored or anything. It's just I really love what he does. That's why I always share the work here. What was I about to show you? I don't even. What the hell were we just talking about? I don't remember. We can continue on. I wanted to show you all the bullishness and the tests, the retest. The retest I'd be looking for is coming down into the short-term holder cost basis and having a deviation below potentially like this if we do lose this basically $59,900, $60,000 level. However, I do think it's going to be quick if that happens. And again, I do have this feeling like June is going to be an actual bullish month, despite what a lot of people said. I've been talking with you all about this here on the channel for the last couple of weeks. I don't think it's a sell in May and walk away this time. I think there might be a little bit. It's not going to be like the most explosive part of the Bitcoin bull rally. I think that'll be come closer towards the end of the year and early 2025. But that is not going to discount the tens of thousands of dollars that I think it could be going up in the next 3 to 5 months. Consistently working up, shaking out, working up. But this is that level I'm watching, that short-term holder cost basis. I'm watching for a deviation like this, maybe a little bit of a longer deviation like this. But if we do get that wash out to the downside, I'm just preaching caution because things are bullish right now, because we see some bullish things like this. The largest Bitcoin outflow this year from Coinbase, almost $1 billion. Just 24 hours after the exchange reported a system-wide outage, we're here. And we're likely going so much higher. This is the outflow. This huge outflow that you can barely see it, but this is essentially talking about people moving coins off of exchange into their private holdings, which signals they're preparing not to sell. They're preparing for higher prices because they're not, they're self-custody until they need to sell, which means self-custody off exchange, less access to be able to sell. But we do have to watch that little bit. There's been a little bit of a movement. I'm sure you've seen it on some of the channels with some of the older wallets waking up and such. But this is a very interesting chart from the Rational Root. And he says, chart highlights the age of spent volume in the current drawdown. What the hell does that mean? The age of spent volume means how long had the Bitcoin been held when they got spent? Is somebody moving a coin that's 3 years old, 5 years old, 10 years old, 3 months old? This is cumulatively looking at how old the coins are and at this price level where they're being spent. Price action is coming up to a previous all-time high, $69,000 to $74,000 range. That's a huge number. There's been some people taking some profits. There's also some coins that have been held that have been moved into OTC to sell to ETFs. All this money from that's funding or satisfying the purchasing, the buys on the ETF. Every one of those buys has to be bought in kind at the end of the day in Bitcoin itself. Well, we've seen a fairly low average amount of Bitcoin on a fairly low supply of Bitcoin available on the OTC desks and on exchanges themselves, in light of since January when all this purchasing is happening, a lot of it OTC. But it makes sense. Some people are taking profits here. I wouldn't take this and say it's over. This is just saying, hey, some smart money has taken some profits here or moved capital out of their holdings into something else. So we just need to pay attention to that. So I am super bullish, but we have to be a little bit aware. Now, just think about this. So Bitcoin went from 0 to 69,000 without ETFs, without BlackRock, without Fidelity, without JP Morgan, without institutional adoption. And you think $74,000 was the cycle top. Now the institutions are buying Bitcoin like crazy. And we're not only seeing institutions, JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, Wells Fargo, Fidelity. We're also seeing state pension funds. We're also seeing things like this. We see Pine Ridge Advisors, who owns $205 million of IBIT and Fidelity and Bitwise, which accounts for 23% of their total AUM. Let that sink in. What does this really mean? Wasn't everybody saying, especially the bigger players in the space, some of the OGs and traditional markets that have matriculated into Bitcoin, weren't they saying it'd be excellent, if pension funds and other, large investment advisors, push people to put 1 to 2% of their portfolio into Bitcoin? This is showing right here. Another big bag holder just rolled in, Pine Ridge Advisors, investment advisors, which owns $205 million worth of BlackRock, Fidelity, and Bitwise, accounts for 23% of their total assets under management. That's not 1%. That's not 2%. That's not 5%. That's not 10%. That's not 50%. That's over 20% of their assets under management. Likely some kind of arb trade, though, versus, say, RIA putting a quarter of grandma's portfolio in there. There's probably going to be, various different ways that they're dividing up that bucket. Some of them probably corporate treasury, some of them for their own pension. There's a lot of different ways this can be split up, but this is incredible. 23% of their assets under management they put into Bitcoin. I don't think any of us are bullish enough. I think we're not patient enough. Most definitely, we are not patient enough, but we're not bullish enough. The more bullish you are, the more patient you can be. Let's not get so focused and lost in a 15-minute time frame. Let's look to this type of data here and realize last cycle we got up to $69,000 on retail buying and retail and whales, but now we've got institutions, we got banks, we've got the list is just, the buying pressure that's coming in is just beyond what we can really comprehend. There are thousands of pension funds. Remember we talked about the pension fund yesterday? There are thousands of pension funds in the United States managing 27 trillion, not billion, not million, $27 trillion in assets. They're all going to need some Bitcoin. And the truth is, not all of them are going to get it. Some of them will. Those that act soonest will have the happiest clientele in 12 months time and also 12 years time. The longer time horizon you look out, the more of a better position people will be in, especially if you're getting in it around this time. And there's going to be a flood. We're seeing the fact that not just BlackRock and Fidelity have been signaling Bitcoin as a great buy opportunity, but now we're seeing that cascade of institutions and corporations and having Bitcoin strategies. I guarantee there's going to be a large number of there's going to be a large number of corporations and businesses out there that they're going to have a new financial position opening at their jobs, which is going to be their Bitcoin strategy director, because a traditional finance person doesn't quite get it yet, and this is going to be one of those things that it's going to be painfully obvious for you and for corporations the same in 5 years' time who participated when they're looking at the data, not listening to the mainstream news media over the last 12 years. It's going to be painfully obvious in 5 years who took the shot because they wanted something outside of the traditional system that is just inherently flawed. In addition to all this perfect storm we're talking about, we also talk about the Dixie, the dollar index. When the value of the dollar, the DXY, when you look at it on a chart, when it is dropping, there's a strong inverse correlation with the DXY, with the dollar, and risk assets. When it is pushing up, people are moving out of their investments into dollar because it's rising. When the dollar is dropping, people are deploying out of dollar into investments, sending risk assets higher. So we have the Dixie, basically this is an Ichimoku cloud, and I forget the name of these two lines. It's Tenkun and Senkun or something like that. I can't remember. But this is the death cross showing this is coming down. But in another way to look at this, from Jesse Olson, who I've had on my podcast a number of times. We even had him on an interview here on BitLab Academy. But we can see here, updated the Dixie chart, and we can see this Look at this clear trend line. This is a beautiful, perfect example of a breakdown and a confirmed breakdown. We break the trend line and we come up. The bulls try to push it back. Now, what do we see here? Remember what I showed you earlier with Bitcoin, with the higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, followed by a lower low, lower high? Well, what do we see? Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, lower low, lower high. This is signaling also, because we're under this trend line now, flipping this to resistance, that this is likely going to take a trajectory to the downside, which is only going to support this data metric that we see right here. More money coming in, value of the dollar falling, institutions scooping up Bitcoin, supply shock starting to get underway in the near future on exchanges, global awareness of driving adoption for Bitcoin. Could this not be a more perfect storm? I mean, it's insane to me what's going on right now, and the fact that anybody is even potentially bearish. And then we see this also: Bitcoin will pump when the masses least expect it, as usual. The S&P 500 is near new all-time high. The SPX always leads Bitcoin into new all-time highs. It may not feel like it, but we are close. This is what he's talking about. This is the S&P 500 and Bitcoin. Look at this divergence here. Now, this isn't always going to have a direct correlation, but you see this has been basically consolidating on a descending consolidation here, almost like a giant bull flag. And we see that the S&P 500 came down, bottomed, we had a higher low, and this is testing previous all-time highs. Is this front running that next move for Bitcoin? I don't know, but I do want to say shout out to our channel sponsor, Arculus. If you, while you're trading, while you're endeavoring into this world of, controlling your future, having an active participation in buying and selling and trading and holding, investing in this crypto ecosystem, I do recommend that you get the best hardware wallet out there. It's you head over to getarculus.com. It really is the gentleman that has a patent for this. They also works with CompuSecure. They're the ones that, on all those cards that you have, for instance, like my Amex here, you see these chips that are in there. These chips that are in there are the guy that designed that. He's the one that designed these Arculus. It's under that parent company that it's the most secure one out there. Anybody tells you different, they have no idea what they're talking about, or they're just trying to, I don't even want to get into that. You can use code LAB10, LAB10, for a discount here to getarculus.com. Now, coming back over to, and also shout out to our other channel sponsor, Galactix, channel partner, I should say. I got an interview that I did with them this last week. That's coming out Saturday. It's talking about Web3 and integrations and the blending of gaming and casinos. There's so much cool stuff coming and developing within the crypto ecosystem. So definitely stay tuned on Saturday for that. By the way, I have to do the drawing today. So this is your last opportunity to be entered to win $100 USDT. Head over to this tweet right now, retweet to be entered to win. Retweet that tweet. You've got about 2 minutes, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to draw the winner for this $100 USDT giveaway. Yeah, so I do want to just touch base real quick here on this alt portfolio that I've been building. And I specifically built this portfolio, I don't want to say to show the ease, but to show the lack of stress that you can take in the market when you have a longer term approach, where you take a position. Doesn't even need to be long term, 5 years. When you take a position for a bull trend, and you're able to not only stack into positions on coins that you believe in and make some small adjustments, but there's going to be periods that you're down on some stuff. I'm not worried about this. This just means when I'm DCAing, I look to the projects that either have some big, huge news thing that's coming up, or the best, technical signal on trading, but also I can look at this and go, man, I got Matic and it's down a bit from when I got it. I'm going to DCA into this and lower my average entry. Same thing with Avalanche's. Avalanche has been relatively steady. Had a huge push up and then came back down, but Injective down, Polkadot down. I got another video coming out on Polkadot later this week. I'm so not inspired. excited about a lot of the developments they have coming to their ecosystem. Ondo doing well. Render, you know, remember in next week, May 22nd, Render and Fetch and the Graph and Near, all these protocols that are somewhat loosely tied to the AI narrative, whether they're very tied into it or loosely tied into it, there's gonna be, I think, a pretty large impact potential on what the NVIDIA earnings are next week, and I expect that they'll be high. The funny thing is, they could be higher than last time and still have a negative effect on the market if they come in under the projected estimation, even if it's higher than last time. So you have to be careful about the news that's going to come out next week, because that's not a bad thing, because if something does shake the AI market a little bit, that will just create opportunity, dip buying opportunities in those markets. So with that being said, I think we got to get this done. Let me switch over to BitLab Academy. And by the way, stick around. I got a really great thing that I'm sharing right after this. It's just for anybody that's not a BitLab Academy member, we got a really cool thing that we're offering right now. So I just wanted to share that with you all. It's right as we wrap up here, but let me give you $100. Who wants $100? What do I expect from Stacks, man, and Meta? I think Stacks is going to do great. I talked about it a bit the last couple weeks. I think the BRC20 narrative is a little deflated right now because everybody was expecting the halving to happen, and then because Runes was launching, it was just going to explode. I think it's creating opportunity right now when it has not yet run away. So that's a good thing. I think the BRC20 narrative ecosystem and that entire Bitcoin ecosystem is going to do quite well. So I'm holding Stacks. I haven't changed any position on that. Now we're coming over to the right here. Let's log it in, log it out. Okay, let's go Twitter. I love how everybody still calls it Twitter. Do you guys call it Twitter or X when you talk to your friends? I'm curious what you guys do. Do this and link your tweet. Boom. I gotta log in with Twitter here. All right. Get the data. 25 people. Who's getting $100 USDT ERC20? Theo, wait, yo, is this Theo Rodriguez? Is Theo in here? Shout out Theo. Today's the one day Theo's not here. Well, I will reach out to him directly. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Congratulations on the $100 USDT. Make sure, I would appreciate it. Easy and excellent way to help support the channel. And actually, let me take that back. Make sure no matter what you're doing in this crypto ecosystem, any exchange you're signing up for, any platform, any gaming, always use a VPN to make sure that you're protecting yourself. I really recommend it. If you have a VPN on, I always make sure, I don't want people to know where I'm at all. I throw myself in Lithuania or Brazil because I do not want anybody to steal my crypto off my computer. So make sure that you get a VPN on. And with that being said, make sure you head over to right down here in the description. There's a link right here. Where is it at? Right here. Channel partner Galactix. Go and sign up. Pre-registration. You can also participate in their $25,000 giveaway. Sign up here. Make sure you have your VPN on and make sure that you have it, that you're protecting yourself. Go ahead and sign up there. Show some love to the channel. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Not a lot of TA today. There's a lot of stuff going on in the market. We know the levels that we're looking for. You've been watching on a daily basis. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, and check me out over on, check out the Sin City Crypto show. This after in a couple hours. I'm going to be heading straight over there to watch that. So big love to everybody there. And with that being said, let's go ahead and pull this up right here. I'll see you later, guys. What's up, everybody? I'm Kelly Kellum from the BitLab Academy, and I'm thrilled to announce we've expanded our team and have an incredible offer we want to share with you right now. We've onboarded a handful of new, very well-known, talented leaders like Joshua Jake, into our space here in BitLab Academy to help advance our mission, building the most vibrant, knowledgeable, and fast-growing community in the cryptocurrency realm. And to celebrate the Bitcoin halving that just passed, we're offering an incredible offer for all of you. This offer is for both new and existing members, and we're offering half-month, 15-day free trial with complete access to our exclusive VIP community, our premium channels. But that's not all. After your trial, you'll continue to enjoy a full membership at the incredible rate of just $25 a month. That's about a 33% discount from our full pricing, with no contracts and the freedom to cancel anytime. This is the full VIP premium community experience, which includes access to expert insights, daily curated crypto content, watch lists, gems, callouts, premium member streams, and more, so much more, keeping you ahead of the trends. Participate in our weekly breakdowns and live sessions for premium members where you can ask direct questions to our experts, get to check up on your TA, ask about hidden gems, dive into detailed technical analysis, chart breakdowns, and trading strategies tailored for any market condition. From my early days as an analyst on the Crypto Jeb Show, to hosting the Crypto Answered podcast, to now leading the BitLab Academy here at Discover Crypto, the journey has been remarkable, and I want to make sure that you embark on a profitable crypto journey, and it's only, for all of us, just the beginning. We're committed to ensuring you expand your knowledge by learning from the best, enhancing your understanding of the market, gaining valuable insights to make informed decisions.
We're in the They Fight You.
Forging lasting friendships. We're one big family here where everyone's voice matters, and this is your chance to join a community that values growth, empowerment, and collaboration. Don't miss out on this unprecedented offer, as this extraordinary deal is going to go away in a matter of days. It's our way of welcoming you into the BitLab family with this incredible having half month free, then 33% off deal for just $25 per month. Just click the link below to join the BitLab community and claim your access today and lock in this reduced price offer for the life of your account before this offer goes away. Can't wait to see you inside, and let's all embark on this crypto journey together. Let's be profitable. Let's do it. Click that link below and we'll see you inside. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I dropped the link for the Sin City Crypto channel in the live chat. Just also Google or YouTube search Sin City Crypto. I'll be on there. Check out lab.bitlabacademy.com/Kelly for that deal. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in.